Wagwan people, what you saying? It is I, Diligent Fingers. I've got to talk about this. I've got to do a video and talk about this. This Kendrick Lamar versus Drake rap battle, rap beef is getting absolutely crazy. And that since last night, and that today being Saturday, the 4th of May, and that in the UK, since Friday night, I have not slept. All I've been doing is just watching the aftermath of Drake and Kendrick dropping two diss tracks within the same day. Like, I think I saw what I watched one video where they said Drake dropped his Family Matters diss to respond to Euphoria, and I think it was something else that Kendrick had done, and then Kendrick has come back straight away with Meet the Grahams, and that Grams if you're in the US, Grahams if you're in the UK, but Meet the Grahams. And I was speaking to my friend Shelldown, DJ Shelldown, whole time Shelly each and every, about all of this. I was actually speaking to her and her mum about it, whole time Shelly's mum. And when we really started getting into the nitty gritty, because I've seen all sorts of like responses. There's the general ones where the super fans just don't believe the other side is being reasonable at all, and they're just playing bias and favoritism and things like that. Then there's the people that are really getting into the nitty gritty and listening to the words that are being said, but it's still a bit surface level for them. Then there's the ones that have been following these artists and everything that they've been doing, and recognizing that some of the shit that's actually being said, especially from Kendrick's side, is really serious allegations. Like what Drake has said about Kendrick in regards to, Kendrick is still cheating on his wife because Kendrick admitted on Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers album that he had been cheating on his wife and stuff like that. But then Drake is making the allegation that, Kendrick is physically abusing his wife in some way. We've got no receipts. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's just he said, she said, hearsay, gossip at this moment in time. And the same can be said for Kendrick, what Kendrick is saying about Drake. But the way that Kendrick has done it and what Kendrick is implicating, which goes alongside some of the rumours that have been going around about Drake getting a bit too close to minors and things like that. Like jokes were being made before Kendrick's Euphoria response. Jokes were being made about 11, about Drake's relationship with Millie Bobby Brown and stuff from like Stranger Things and that. This is the first I'm hearing, but apparently from delving more into, the history between these two, this seems to actually be a thing. But then we get further into Kendrick saying that Drake has got known child on OVO staff. Like Drake has got like known abusers on his payroll. Drake is implying that Kendrick is implying that somebody close to Drake is actually feeding Kendrick his information because there's people around Drake that want to see him fall, want to see his downfall and want to be able to bring him down and make some sort of way from him in that. But the allegations of sexual predators and this, that and the third, if these are true, the allegations of Drake having another child, a daughter, that he's been hiding from everybody, and that, if all of these things are true, then this changes the whole dynamic. Even if what Drake has been saying about Kendrick, if that turns out to be true, we're going to be looking at these two artists in completely different ways going forward. I saw people saying that this isn't fun anymore. And at first I was like, nah, it's rap, it's rap battle, it's do you know what I mean? It's beef on wax, do you know what I'm saying? But the more people look into it and the more people think about it, the more I've been looking into it and thinking about it. Even like the cover for Meet the Grams, do you know what I mean? Meet the Grahams, like Kendrick's last response that he's done towards Drake. Apparently there's incriminating evidence within that cover itself, like in terms of Ozempic prescriptions for like, you know, stress and high blood pressure, and like, do you know what I'm saying? Like in like things that are in that picture of like clothes out of a suitcase or stuff that's being packed for a suitcase, and that, and even then it's a bit too staged for it to just be, you know, a random picture. But that's just my opinion. But there's incriminating evidence, there's receipts literally within that picture that lead to some of what Kendrick is saying actually being true. As much as this is history, this is literally history in the making, in terms of the fact that it's two of the biggest stars in the world when it comes to hip hop. Two of the biggest stars actually going at each other on the wax. You would normally think that people like this are too big for actual rap battles and doing diss tracks to each other and stuff. Like, you would normally think that, but then at the same time, I think that puts even more pressure on them, because they are two of the biggest lyricists. Things like this should be nothing to them. Coming up with rap verses to like battle other people and this, that and the third, from all the songs that they made and how they write and how creative they can get, this should be nothing to them. So please believe that all of this is being strategically done, especially on Kendrick's side. I don't think Drake was prepared for like Kendrick to respond so quickly with Meet the Grahams. I don't think Drake was like actually prepared for that, but I do think Kendrick was ready. Like, oh, as soon as you respond, as soon as I hear you've responded, I've got another one ready for you. I don't even care what you're saying in this next one. As soon as you respond, Drake, I have got another one ready for you. That's what I feel like Kendrick has been doing with these last few responses that he's done. And you know, so I'm excited, but at the same time, I am a bit worried that this could spill out with what's being said and the accusations that are being made, and the fact that these two, they're both talking very recklessly about each other's families and things like that. This could spill out into some serious shit, which I'm starting to get a bit worried about. Do you know what I mean? Like, some of the things that are being said, like, can be career ruining, especially for Drake, if what Kendrick is saying is true. You know, this could be career ruining for Drake, you know? I suppose we're seeing another version of, like, not necessarily Tupac and Biggie, but again, how serious things can get when two people are really at the top and are at the top of their game and are really going in on each other. And that before, back in the day, in the 80s and 90s, we were waiting weeks and months between like responses and stuff. This is happening within the space of days. Like, things can escalate fast. And I really hope it all does just stay on wax, because they both recognise how much they have to lose if it does spill out of it, especially their entourages. Their entourages need to chill rather than getting gassed up and wanting to do shit for, you know, their favourite artist and shit like that. I'm intrigued, man. I'm intrigued. I'm really interested to see what's going to happen next, because all because the main thing that everyone's talking about now is whether or not these things are actually true. We know that we're gonna have internet sleuths doing their thing, trying to find information, leaks, speaking to people, like, you know, rinsing out all of their connections that they've got just to try and confirm some of this information that has been put out there from both of you. It's going to be an interesting next few days, or at least the next week, most definitely. And I think I'm going to try and like document and respond to as much of this as I possibly can and stuff, because I've not been this excited about hip hop. I have not been this excited about music for so long. For so long. And that, so, you know, as much as like people on this channel might know me for drum and bass, if you're a long time subscriber on this channel, then you do know that I love hip hop as well, and I actually make hip hop as well. And that, I'm gonna do another video talking about what's gonna be happening with this channel, because I feel like I'm at a bit of a crossroads in regards to what I want to do with this channel, or whether I should set up other channels for different types of content and, you know, things like that. So stay tuned for that video. But in the comments below, what do you think? What do you think of Drake versus Kendrick Lamar? You know, from the Like That verse to, you know, push-ups, to tailor-made freestyle, to Euphoria, you know, to family matters, to Meet the Grams. I'm sure I'm missing another one. I'm sure there's another Kendrick diss that's in there as well, to be fair. I'm sure there's another Kendrick diss that I might be missing. So yeah, 616 in LA. Yeah, that was the other one. 616 in LA. That was the other one. With all of these disses, I think what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to stream, like actually going through all of them, and also stream like watching the videos, like reacting to the videos, breaking down all of the disses. So for everybody who doesn't know how all of this has started and where we're at in terms of the subliminals and this, that and the third, please follow me on Twitch. Do you know what I mean? Because I'll be streaming and going through everything on Twitch, and that I need to be stepping up content and streaming and things like that on Twitch and on YouTube, rather than just doing the Forward Motion podcast show on Tuesdays. But if you're not following me on Twitch, please follow me on Twitch and that, and you'll be able to like react with me to all of the actual disses, as well as the history of all of the subliminal disses and the beef between, you know, Drake and Kendrick, you know. But yeah, with that, take it easy. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Look after yourselves, look after your mental health. Why? Because good mental health is wealth, trust me. And as always, blessings to you all.